Good afternoon. Welcome to this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show. My name is Leon Jones. Today's topic is Lithonia, Georgia, the next Black Wall Street. Is Lithonia, Georgia, the next Black Wall Street? Now, I've done many videos about black people having some economic power. Now, I looked into Lithonia, Georgia, and you may want to check out the videos on Facebook. You got brothers who have different types of businesses. They're along Main Street in Lithonia, Georgia. Now, Lithonia, Georgia is has a predominantly African-American population, but they're on a movement, the red, black, and green movement of developing a department store. They already have a restaurant, and they're talking about African-American issues. Now, I'm bringing this information to you because it should be a wake-up call to what's going on in this country. And I've said this, we need our own economy. In fact, the best thing for us African-Americans that we should have done, we should have stayed segregated. And the reason why I say that is because when we were segregated, it forced us to build for each other. When we integrated, we just took all of our principles and sold them out to the elitists. And they're your hierarchy white supremacists. So, that being said, we have not been able to recover from the integration. Now, I'm not saying you don't have anything to do with other folks, but when it comes to principles and economics that we had from the 1920s, now, understand this. This was during the hardcore Ku Klux Klan and the Jim Crow days back in the 1920s. And, of course, the white mob, known as martial law, destroyed all of the Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street. And then you had Rosewood that was also destroyed. But that being said, Black Wall Street can be rebuilt, but we have to change our mindset. Now, it might not be built in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but the idea of a Black Wall Street can happen. And it is starting to happen because if you look at Lithonia, Georgia, Main Street, a lot of the brothers and sisters are young brothers and sisters. And we're talking about in the 20s, the 30s, and even some in the 40s. They're doing what the older black men and women couldn't do. But the older black men and women, they set the groundwork for what could happen with today's young adults and youth, because civil rights was harsh. I mean, young people today don't understand the hoses and the dogs being sicked on them, the hangings. Can't understand that. But as black people, just think about this. And I'm going to repeat this to the day I die. We need businesses. Lithonia, Georgia should be a wake-up call. Any information, if you don't believe me, check it out on Facebook. There are a couple of videos that talk about the businesses. Again, it's Lithonia, Georgia. Population is around 20,000 people. Again, it's majority black. Now, moving on from that. African-American people, we are very strong people. We've had setbacks. What we have to continue to do, we have to start speaking to each other a lot better, having more politeness with one another. If we're ever going to make any type of growth in the United States, we got to be with each other. I'm not being prejudiced, but I just believe that too many of us still worship the white power structure. I understand why we do it, because the white power structure does provide us with the jobs that give us the income. But we have enough bright individuals to build an economy. Now, there are other areas that I believe could evolve into another Black Wall Street. of Prince George's County, Maryland. I'm from Maryland, and I can tell you there's Kettering, Mitchellville, there's Largo, there's other places in Georgia. Still, there's Durham, North Carolina. And what I'm trying to do is wake African Americans up so we have the understanding and we have the ambition to go do for ourselves. It's imperative. Look, I have a civil engineering business, and I wish more African Americans would invite me to their platform so I can give them information about my business. I'm sure there are. And if you're out there, I'll give you my email address at the end of this video. But what I'm trying to say, we've been going back and forth at one another over nonsense, over YouTube, social media. My black people, black men and black women, we need to utilize this social media while we have it to network. You're not going to build anything by fighting one another. It's not going to happen. All we're going to do is look like the same old fools or buffoons that the elites describe us as anyway. And we're proving them right. So my only hope is for us to come to some consensus with one another. Certainly it's tough. And the brothers, I know you settled for a setback. I shouldn't say settle because a setback is not good to settle for. No, you had a setback. So let me make a correction. And I'm happy that a number of you are getting through that setback. That's what makes you strong, because brothers, what's coming down the pipe, if you understand the politics, look at cities like Chicago. Donald Trump, what he wants to do, he wants to bring in the feds. He wants to take the money away from these sanctuary cities. This is all coming down the pipe. And one thing we have to understand in this country, like I said before, we need to understand first politics, economics, and we need to provide our own schools so we can give our children a real black education, because you don't get that in so many schools. I thought the HBCUs would teach some. They don't teach it either. We have to do it. Because if we're going to have any type of success, and while people like me who are in our 50s, I mean, I came up when civil rights was over, but for the most part, I benefited from civil rights, but that still wasn't enough. I mean, I remember when minimum wage was $2.89 and $3.35. Some people can remember when it was lower than that. The point being, we need to take a look at Lithonia, Georgia. I've looked at it at 1 Main Street. Now, you might think it's only a few small businesses. If you have the defeatist attitude, this isn't for you. But if you have an attitude that's ambitious and you don't want to work for somebody, I would start thinking about building a business for yourself. It is not hard. Certainly it takes some work. But Lithonia, Georgia, again, is a small town outside of Atlanta off of I-20. I've been past it before, going to Atlanta. I want you to check out the sources. Now, I'm not going to put any links under my videos, but I want you to go to the Facebook page. When you type in New Black Wall Street, Lithonia, Georgia, it's going to pull you up the Facebook page, and you will come to some videos. The reason why I want to share this with my black brothers and sisters, because it could give us more of a wake-up call that the information that is coming out via social media, you're not going to hear this on mainstream media. In fact, mainstream media only wants you to hear what they want you to hear. In other words, they want to keep us dumb or ignorant. And that's what has happened. So, I want everybody to stay positive, stay strong. But look at Lithonia, Georgia. It's Black Wall Street. I mean, again, they have restaurants, and a gentleman down there, they're getting ready to build a school. He had Roy Higgins. He was doing a church down there. Department store is going to come into Lithonia, Georgia, right along that main street. And it's a nice neighborhood. Now, when we say black, we always talk about the hood. No, this is a very clean neighborhood, because I can tell you, the neighborhoods that I know in Largo, Mitchellville, Maryland, Kettering, Maryland, all black, are very clean. Now, those could become a Black Wall Street. But too many of those African-American individuals in Prince George's County, they got comfortable working for the government. So when it comes to generations, unfortunately, my generation and the baby boomer generation, some of them, they're not into building businesses. But everybody can't build a business. But some of you young individuals, if you're ambitious and you don't work for somebody, again, Lithonia, Georgia is one of the places you need to look at as an example. Now, listen to what is being said by the brothers and sisters, okay? Make sure you watch the whole video, because one thing about us, even on YouTube, when we watch a video, we'll hear something we don't agree with and then turn the video off after 5 minutes when the video is 25 minutes. What you're going to get is an education. You're going to get different commentaries on why people went down there to build a business. You had one gentleman that's been in Lithonia, Georgia for 7 years. That's fantastic. I wouldn't be passing on this information if I didn't look at it thoroughly, because it speaks from what I've been saying all along. We need economic power. Right now, we don't have it. So, that being stated, I just wanted to share this information with you. I know it's April Fool's Day, but this is not an April Fool's joke. This is real truth. So, I want all my black brothers and sisters in the world, understand, we need economics. Economics is growth. Businesses will allow us to have power. Then we could be more represented in the legislative branch of the government, or even the Senate and governorships. Because when you have money, you have influence. Remember, work smart, not hard. Be realistic, but be positive. And that's this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show for this afternoon, Saturday, April 1st, 2017. You can tune into the 411 Talk Zone radio show every Monday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Blog Talk Radio. I'm thinking about moving the Blog Talk Radio show to Saturdays. I mean, I do have it set up for next Saturday because a lot of us work on Mondays, and when you get off work, we don't feel like listening to any radio or looking at TV, a number of us. So I'm thinking about moving the show to Saturdays from 6 to 8. But I do have it set up next Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And if you want to be part of the show, guest call-in number is 215-383-5785. And if you like my videos, please share and subscribe to the 411 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube, so I can continue to give you quality information for educational purposes from a professional and mature perspective. Now, on this channel, I don't engage in debates, controversy, or emotional issues, nor do I participate in drama or unnecessary bickering. This channel is for educational purposes only. That's why I put out the information very professionally. I'm like a professor. I mean, I did go to college. But I want all my brothers and sisters, and even if you're not part of the black sector, give this channel an opportunity to get real information that you're not going to get in the mainstream media. Because here, the issues are real, the tools are real, and I want you to utilize the information that I give you so you can understand how the real world works so you don't struggle. Because everything here is positive and realistic, because knowledge is power. If you have a business, a topic, or YouTube channel that you would like for me to discuss on YouTube or Blog Talk Radio, you can email me at lej6521@gmail.com. Once again, that's lej6521@gmail.com. Also, if you want to leave a comment, please leave it in the comment section under the video. But make sure that your comments are pithy, no bloviating, pettifogging, or filibustering if you wish to opine. That's it for this video. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. Remember, please be gentle and respectful to each other, and have a wonderful and blessed afternoon.